Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. It's been a minute, and I haven't posted in 2025, so I hope you haven't heard enough of it. But happy 2025. I hope to be more consistent. I just got distracted, but I just hope that I can be more consistent as we get to a healthy financial healthy net worth. See, I'm even forgetting my words. As we get to a healthy net worth together, and as we grow our finances in a positive light for us to, you know, reap the rewards and honestly just be at a place where we are financially in a great space. I want to touch on something that I had to learn the hard way, and it ties in nicely with our finances. So, it being the new year, we probably all, if not, okay, some, if not all of us, are setting some goals, and I'm wondering how many people are actually setting goals that they've had on their list for a very long time. And the reason why someone would have a goal that maybe they've set in 2020 popping up now and still not fulfilled is the fact that probably there's nothing in place that makes sure that the goal is fulfilled. But more importantly, there are things that we keep doing that probably just don't get us to a place where we're fulfilling that goal. So I happened to have like a plumbing issue. I think it happened twice, and you would think I'd learned from the first time. So I had a plumbing issue in the bathroom, number one. And that thing where something is broken and you keep saying, no, I've got a workaround for it. So I was like, no, I have a workaround for it. I have a workaround. Until the workaround that I had caused a much bigger issue, which means now it'll cost even more because, yes, they will fix the small thing, but it has caused a bigger issue. So, this, like the cistern of the bathroom, I think that knob to flush was not working. And I had a workaround. I'll just lift it and pull it up, until one time when I lifted it and put it back down, I actually put it down so hard that it actually cracked the whole thing. Which means now, as the plumber comes along, yes, he sorts out the mechanism, I can flush, but the whole thing will need to be replaced. I haven't learned my lesson because I still did not replace it, and I'm always hoping that it doesn't get worse than it is already. Then I had the same, like I said, I don't think I've learned my lesson. And I think it's the same thing where that goes back to the goals that I said that we have goals. Some of us have goals that have been sitting on our goals list since 2020. We're probably not learning. We're probably not putting the things in place that need to get that thing done. And it's just going to continue like a cycle until it gets worse. Because some goals might be linked to health, and with health you cannot put it off because guess what, it will just keep getting worse. Second time I experienced this thing of putting things off only for it to get worse was when, again, plumbing issue. One of the sinks, I think, was dripping from underneath, but it wasn't too bad, and managed to put something around so that it doesn't mess up, but it kept getting worse. And every time it was like, oh, no, there's a way to fix this. I make sure that the container that I was using just to help with the dripping, because it generally would only happen when I wash the dishes. But what also kept happening, even though I was like, no, I've got a system where I've got something that will catch the water. Once it catches the water, I will spill out in time before it messes the cupboard. The cupboard then starts also getting messed up because of the water. So now you've got a plumbing issue. Yes. Once it got very worse in terms of the dripping, I then was like, oh, no, I have to call a plumber. called the plumber. I fixed the problem that was causing the leak. However, there is more of a problem. Now the whole cupboard inside will need to be sorted out because the water has damaged the cupboard as well. Had I fixed it earlier, and honestly, it didn't cost too much. Like maybe I think I had a number in my head that was gonna cost an arm and a leg, but honestly, it didn't cost as much as maybe I had thought in my head. I didn't even have a quotation, so I don't know why I assumed it's gonna cost like an arm and a leg. It didn't cost too much. I wish I had fixed it sooner, and then I don't have to now fix a cupboard because of water damage. So why I'm sharing these stories is when it comes to our finances, I think there's the same approach, right? Our finances start small. It's whatever problem we have starts small. Let's say, for example, you start off with one debt, maybe a clothing account. You start with a clothing account and you don't resolve the issue of the clothing account. Maybe you just got it for a quick fix. You thought, you know what, I need to go to work. I've got a new job. I need to go to work. Let me just get a clothing account so that I can get a few items at least look decent. And then I'll close it off soon so that I can then have this debt taken away. What happens is many a times you take the clothes and then you keep repeating the cycle. Pay, take clothes, pay, take clothes. And you don't resolve that. And then what happens is you probably start accumulating more debt because lifestyle changes happen. You might find that, no, now I need a car. No, now I need this. Now I need that. And your lifestyle changes, and somehow we find ourselves having to take on debt because our lifestyle is changing. And because you're not resolving the issue of the debts themselves, closing them off, they keep getting worse. So they cause worse of a problem. Because firstly, you just have a clothing account. Your lifestyle has changed, and I'm talking about a point where honestly it's a must that you probably do this thing, right? That happens, and then you think, okay, maybe I'll resolve it. You have a little bit to spare, but with the little bit that you have to spare, you're probably thinking, no, man, it hasn't gotten bad yet. It hasn't gotten bad yet. Let me continue doing other things rather than sorting out this debt. And then it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and it keeps building up until it's debt that you really cannot take care of anymore. Now you're sitting at a place where you're far worse. Because you didn't sort out just that small one. Because imagine if today you get a job, you're like, okay, let me get a clothing account just so I can look decent at least for the first month, because you didn't have any capital to start off with. And immediately after your first paycheck, you pay off and close it off, or at least pay half of it. And then maybe the next half, close it off. That debt is gone. It's a small debt, it's gone. But what ends up happening is lifestyle creeps in, and then you're like, okay, no, I'll cover that one. Let me sort other things out, or I'll cover this one. Let me get another debt to sort out something else. And then it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger because you're just not resolving it. So I'm hoping that you're taking from this that with getting to a place where we are healthy when it comes to our net worth, we need to get to a place where anything that is stopping us from getting to a healthy net worth is taken care of as it is small. Also, if it gets big, whatever little that you can put towards that, at least put it towards that, so that the small little changes that you're doing, or the small little amounts that you're putting, at least make up, continue to help get rid of that bit by bit. Because like I said, I had a big number in my head around what the plumbing would cost without getting a quotation. You probably have the big debt and you're feeling like, oh, my small amount will not make a difference. But it probably will. It probably is the one way that you'll get to a place where you're healthy when it comes to your net worth, because you've done small changes. And this thing that it kept growing at least starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So the sooner you take care of it, the better. But the more you let it keep growing rather than taking care of it, even if it's just with that 400 rand or that 100 rand, then it just keeps getting bigger. It just keeps getting worse. So take care of the debts that you can, even with the smallest amount, and ensure that they're going down rather than keep getting worse to a point where it costs you even more, like getting into debt review, like being blacklisted or red listed, or having your name obviously in a list where you don't want to be, whether it's with housing or whether it's with the fact that sometimes a lifestyle change will happen that really needs you to take debt. Like I said, sometimes it's just a big lifestyle change that has got you to a place where you need to take debt, and because you've got this debt that hangs over your head, you cannot do that and you cannot move forward. So just that's just what I hope you take out of this today. Take care of the things that, as small as they are, lest they get much bigger and then you're just not able to get to a healthy net worth. I mean, after all, we want to get to a place where we are healthy when it comes to our net worth and we can be comfortable. It shouldn't be like a month to month, paycheck to paycheck. It should be at least a comfortable paycheck to paycheck, so that you're not, maybe like the statistics say, that people don't even have money for transport, which is something that I've experienced before. People don't even have money for transport as soon as they're paid, because after debit orders are off, it's all gone. So I think we don't want to get to that place, but we want to get to a place where comfortably we're ending the month in a comfortable place, but more importantly, getting to a healthy network. So net worth. I hope this video was helpful. Please do like, share, subscribe, share it with someone else whom it might help. And most importantly, subscribing is a free thing. Just subscribe, click subscribe, but share it with someone else, because you never know. I think all of us want to get to a place where we are healthy when it comes to our net worth. So share it, share it, share it, so that others too may join us on this journey to becoming a health on in our journey to become healthy when it comes to our net worth. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.